It will tell you, this country cannot break. I took bullets. I bled for Nigeria. About all of those things, is it just for all of us to come and suffer and die miserably in a country that is only owned by you gatekeepers? That's my own question. If I see Obasanjo one-on-one, Baba, I will say, Baba Obasanjo, see, Baba, you every time when you talk, you would say, you call it, they shoot you, and you bled, and you did this, for the, Baba, when you were taking all those bullets and the rest, and you are sharing Nigeria among yourselves, did you share them just because generation like ours will come to this world and face the shege that you call future when you were taking the bullet for Nigeria? Because I don't understand this. I take bullet. I bled. I broke my leg. Civil war. I don't understand. Did you do all of that just for all of us to come back to come to this world and see the shege where our parents no even see half? The future. So OBJ was somewhere recently and he had this to say.
What I believe and what I believe that Shiva Adebanjo believed is not ethnic, it's not sectional, it's not religious, it is Nigerian and Nigerian. When I go out and people say, we thank you, I say, what are you thanking me for? And I tell them, please stop thanking me. Why should you be thanking me? I believe in equity. I believe in justice. I believe in one Nigeria. I have shed my blood for this country. I have gone to prison for this country. So what are you going to frighten me or threaten me with? The only thing that my senior brother hasn't done, that he hasn't shed his blood. He has gone to prison. We will leave that at that. No. The blood where I shed to walk from the world, you go from. I will show you where it's shrapnel. Nearly touched my. Now, but please, the problem we have in our front and in our hand.
If you meet Bokwari, he will tell you he bled for Nigeria, he fought for Nigeria. When you meet Babangida, he will tell you, I fought for Nigeria. Now, politicians are also saying, I fought for Nigeria. Even Kolu is now claiming he built Lagos. He made, in the past, Lagos was full of darkness and no form until Kolu came. And he commanded the bridges, and they appeared. He commanded the buildings, they appeared. He commanded this, and they appeared. After 6 days, on the 7th day, Kolu rested. I mean, this is it. Ask them. Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world today. It is the second most terrorized country in the entire Africa today. It is also considered as one of the most mismanaged country on earth. All of these, but some people will tell you, I bled for Nigeria. I fought for Nigeria. I defended Nigeria. I fought for the poor. I have been fighting for the poor all my life. You are fighting for the poor all your life, but more people are becoming poorer and poorer. You are becoming richer and richer. Or you continue to come back and say, I've been fighting for the poor people. You get what I mean now? It's all bobo. The military will tell you, if not because of us, this Nigeria don't go banana. Who told you? You have been the ones who have been murdering Nigerians to keep your mirage unity together, your fake unity. So you have to kill to prove the unity or to warn people of it. I bled for Nigeria. I said, you remember when I said something about the likes of Obank, Paro, and Co. I said, when they want to say something, they will say they fight for civil war. I said, I beg, has there any time been when all these rogues who are now old, by the way, right? Has there been any time that they could probably have a self-reflective time, like, you know, have a self-reflection, just sit down and be like, let me just reflect over all the decisions and actions I've taken in my life. And then they ask themselves, I'll be like, Omo, why did we keep the Biafrans in Nigeria? Why did we keep them to be continue to, why did we force them to remain in Nigeria? Is it because they don't want them to separate from the future Chege that they were planning then? These guys were young, Babangida, Obasanjo, and the rest, they were young, They were in their 30s, 20s when they gained the national prominence. What did they do? The future they were building then. Now that future, me and you, they live so every time when they want to, they will tell you, say, I took bullet, I took this, I took, Baba, the bullet where you take, is it just because to keep us here, punish us from generation to generation until you die? These are the questions they don't like you to ask. They say, don't ask that question. No, they ask that kind of question. Respect the elders. Abi respect the elders. Well, Oveki respect the elders. Go for elu Judan when you go plan like that. The elders have to respect themselves by being honest and sincere too. So whatever future Obasanjo saw 40 years ago, 50 years ago, I don't think it's this future. Look at all of us today. So now they still want to be part of the future that they are never going to feature in. Abi, you think Obasanjo will be around for another 40 years? Abi na Bokwari, Abi na Tifnumbu. But they are still interested. They want to be part of that future so that they can tell you about 40 years ago, when many of us, they never born us. These guys were young. They were planning our future then. Look at the future now. We don't stay here now. Now they are still here to give you an idea because they bled for. Live story, I get what where they ginger most of you today. It was in Kogi 2 days ago. Obi. And from there, I'm going to close it before we call it a night on my part. And then I'm going to open the line for those who might want to call in. Just to balance it up. Here is what he had to say in Kogi.
My good people of Kogi State, please listen to us. I know today, good people of Kogi State, we are here today in Kogi, in Lokoja, to be able to tell you we didn't come here to buy your vote. We came here to tell you how we want to save Nigeria from collapsing. Today in Kogi State, you cannot travel freely within the state or travel from here to Abuja or to anywhere without fear. So, what we are going to do, number one job is to secure Nigeria. We want to make Nigeria safe. We want to be able to unite.
And the rest of every other, Obi, Your people are relying on something that are already in the gutters. And it is something that is possibly unimaginable for some, but it's unsurprising for many. Go and get your PVC. If you don't get them, check the nearest drainage or gutter on your street. Yours might be inside, like these other people in a messed up Nigeria. The giant of Africa. Take a look. Like I said, if you can't get your PVC, I will advise you, check the nearest drainage or gutter in your street. You might see it there.
Àgọ́ kí ló kọ́ ibà yìí náà sẹ̀? Okafọ́ níbi tí ọdún ṣe demolish. Ọlọ́run wá ṣe àti rí ọ̀wọ́n tó fẹ́ kí bàbá wa Tinubu kó wọlé. Voters card tó ń ṣe òun eléyìí. Inú sọ́kàwé lọ́rọ̀ tọ́jú ẹ̀ sí. Ẹ wo bó ṣe pọ̀. Òun náà kó jáde yìí o.
Pack everything, drop it.
Ó pọ̀ o. Ẹ wo bá yẹn kọjá inú sọ́kàwé o. Ẹ bá yẹn kọjá inú sọ́kàwé o.
Dig that place, maybe something there.
Ẹ wo ṣe bá yẹn kó jáde. Olódè nílé o. Olódè o. Oya, check out. It still remain.
Don't come out. Check it.
Ẹ̀rí ìmúta tọ́jú ẹ̀sìn ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá jọjọ́ ìbò. Àwa máa fẹ́ kí ni wọ́n máa lọ kó jáde ẹ wo.
Sit down one day.
Ó pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, sọ́kàwé lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí o. Sọ́kàwé kò sí gbẹ̀ǹbẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ lólé o. Ó yá ká ìta papò ọ̀.
Raise her up now.
Ẹ wo.
I said that now.
Kí ló kọ́ ìgbà náà? Okafọ́ kí ló kọ́ bíbá ìgangan náà orúkọ ìlú yìí. Alárọ̀mí alé. Alárọ̀mí alé.
Carry that flag.
Oya na carry that thing up. Lé alárọ̀mí alé lé Okafọ́. Ibẹ̀ la wà yo ẹ wo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe kó jáde ẹ wo. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kó jáde nìyí o. Ó sì pọ̀ nbẹ́ o. Ìkọ́ tó ń ṣe nìyí o, ọ̀wọ́n Yíbò ni o. Tẹ́ bá wo gbogbo orúkọ kìíní àti fàwọn lé ọlọ́pàá.
That's the reason why I share that. Tinubu supporters, they found, according to the video, I'm following the video here, they said they found voters card in a soakaway. That one is soakaway. Yours will be inside the gutters next to your house and the rest. So to them, if you find INEC voters card inside the gutters, depends on where you're finding it, okay? If you find the INEC voters card in the eastern part of Nigeria, they are the people who don't want Igbos to be president. Sure you get. If you find them in Yoruba land, like Kolu people, then possibly they are those who don't want Kolu to be president. But the big question is, waiting INEC voters card in bulk, what is it doing in the hands of individuals? That question will only be coming from those who are naive in Nigeria. As you are doing your voters registration, they are packing so many of them, the INEC officials, they are packing some of them and giving them to different parties, political parties, who pay them more. So when you go there and they say they don't see your voters card, what they do is that they've given them to the people who need them, who can actually use them. I don't know how they do that anyway, because yeah, they've got something they call beaver, something to verify card. No be Nigeria. It is a messed up place. So lunatics, you get that numbers of cards. So when election cycle is over, they just bin them or bury them. They are not useful again. Because next year, even though they are supposed to be permanent voters card, they are going to do another one in 4 years, so that they can filter in all of the fictitious names that they are going to bring the cards out all about. You see why people don't believe in that system? Well, I don't. And I pity so many of you who kind of put your faith in this system, and then you feel bad when you get burnt. That's for you, not for me. I will just take a quick break. I'll take 1 or 2 calls, okay? Maybe I can share with you some updates, and maybe you can share with me some of what you really want to say for a while. But as we take our break, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Let us pray. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. My sister, I beg, pray for us.
Una know wetin dey annoy me pass for this election matter. Those of you now wey be say una dey abroad. Una dey abroad na comot for this country because una dey find good life for una self and una children. I make una run comot because this country e no good, e no let una stay. Na make una run comot. But you can't comot now dey abroad. You dey from there dey campaign for PDP and APC. We kill this country. We make this country dey like this so. We not make you feel stay. You still dey campaign for them. Now Ogun go kill you. Now Ogun, there is no 2 ways about it. Ogun go do collaboration with Thunder, fire you. The way you take go empty-handed, now that empty-handed, now you take come back. You dey enjoy the good things of life, oh. You see, government provide good road for them. Security you get. What anything way that you they pay for, you they receive and they receive light, good road, good social amenities. But you they say make we see the vote for this PDP and APC for here where you live, where you because of a wrong. It not go better for you. Anything where you lay your hand upon for that side, it not go move forward. Not because now come on. Now wait till you bring upon yourself. Now they receive so. Because I can you imagine how this country don't die rich? The thing can't pay you. You can't run. You don't even consider people where you still run no way not female can reach there. All of them back for Libya Road. Today now that they kidnap who they kidnap. They send videos to their loved ones for yeah. May that they bring out some money, else they occupy their pikin. You can't still get mad because you don't cross, you don't dare obodo ibo. Anyhow we work out for you, you not concern you again. You still they campaign, you still they you get mad on your useless phone. On your useless phone, we go put you for trouble. Say you they campaign for all these old men we kill this country. You not go better for you. Anything where you lay your hand upon for good, you not go prosper. You will never see light in your life. The way you take they pray for darkness for this country, light go run from you. Every good things of life go run for you. It go run for you and your family and your children. And your children. Because if they wish other children bad luck, how your children go take better, I not go better for them. Now wait till you bring upon yourself, now they receive so this early morning. Now I say me I can't tell now where they vote, they say una want the same government and leaders where kill this country, where no one made this country better. If today now youths now they not get safe for this country. You still they agitate for them, not go better for you.
How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them? How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them there? Why we not go with them? How many them? Some people think say you dey do juju.
Is this a joke? They will never go free.
Them dey born face so. Oh yeah, that would them dey born face for. Busy body, you're so wicked, they walk.
You know, as I'm watching on television now, they paint them. That is all. And they sweet there. When they see me appear like this, they paint them.
And I promise them, I'm here to bury them. I see they bury them, they see us. I see they bury us, they pay. When I say, I see they bury them, they see us. I see they see us, they pay.
Anyway, thank you so much once again for spending your evening with me. I really wished I could take some calls tonight, but I don't think I'll be able to. I'm having similar problem again. Connection between the phone, WhatsApp, the call, the Bluetooth, and the rest of the other device here that could actually blend them in as other audio. So I'm having that issue. So which means that we would put a postponement on the phone call part of this conversation. But I promise you one thing, okay? There will be, in a very short while, we're going to have the People's Parliament on Mayegun's Diary Politico. We're going to have the English, we're going to have the Yoruba, and there's going to be like a 2 People's Parliament that will come up before the end of this year. You can participate in any of them as well. Yes, I will make sure that I fix that phone call part next time. I really wanted to speak to a few people tonight, a few calls and all that as usual, but it seems that it's not going to happen. So I have been told that apart from us providing 5 kg rice for elderly people in 8 states in Yoruba land, that we're going to provide that. We have also received a bit of a support that says we are going to take delivery of noodles, spaghetti, spags, and other things that we could add to that same bag. So we can make it a bit of, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I guess, excuse me, like a grocery shopping. Sure you get. So that's what we are planning. So if you are, and I spoke, I spoke with Princess this afternoon, and she is so much into this. She was suggesting that we should possibly package chicken. You know, this chicken, not frozen, no, correct chicken, where they never freeze, because she has a farm anyway. So, and that's what she does, supplying other, businesses across Lagos and across Yoruba land, as I've been told. However, she's willing to give us a deal where we could add chicken, but it was like, my chicken is going to be like extra this or that. But we are weighing all options based on our resources. Okay, we currently have enough to cater for 500 people, and then we are looking at adding stuff to what we are going to offer. And a lot of people have been showing interest. Let us just be part of. I say everyone is welcome to be part of this. Some of you are not going to be part of this until you see what is done. Some of you are not going to be part of this until you hear from the beneficiaries who actually benefit from this. And those who are going to volunteer, who are also going to gain experience in what we can call the public or outdoor engagement on behalf of the Yoruba Union. There's so much coming. But I think we'll do better we'll do better with our actions than our words, okay? So with what we have something coming, and hopefully it can get better and better and better. By the 20th of this month, we would have kind of have an idea. What is it that is going into a big bag that goes into every beneficiary, the family, the aged, as we plan to do? Princess told me that they are already devising their own means. They don't want us to share the success of this whole thing with anyone. You remember I said something about us getting to work with NGOs who are already established, when they came up with a superior argument. And the argument is that, listen, if you give anything to the NGO on behalf of the Yoruba Union will be lost in between the messages. Because at the end of the day, people who know the NGO as what they have been doing, they will just say, oh, Yoruba Union supported the NGO now is now supporting, you know what I mean? So we don't want that. We want to own everything that we put our penny into, because we are responsible for everything we do. And therefore, we are also going to be responsible for any success that come out of this. Because our plan is this, to build on the successes we are going to record. It's not perfect. It's not huge. It is so tiny. It's like a drop of water in an ocean. I understand all of this, but there's something that they say, let us all appreciate an humble beginning. Sure, you get us that that have the capacity of helping 500 families this Yuletide, right? We might be doing something even greater by helping 5,000 families or 50,000 families or 500,000 families. These are great targets that could reach and be far-reaching. We need to start somewhere, because one day we probably will be reaching out to 5 million families. You know, when people will come back and say, I don't know how many of you have read about Amazon, right? Or read about some of these delivery companies and the rest of them. When they begin to tell you things that they have packaged, that have passed through them to other people, to help people order and all that stuff, right? You can see the magnitude of the demographic, the number of people they reach. Now that's something that I love. I love playing with numbers, and I actually love playing with real numbers. In this case, playing with the real numbers of working and helping the people. Data that we can get to know ourselves one by one, one-on-one. You probably won't understand what the power is going to be now. But let me tell you something. A day is coming where we can be talking about how we have managed to reach over 10 million people in the course of so months or years. That record will come back one day to work in our favor, but we need to put in the work. We need to put a lot of work into all of these. So I'm going to say thank you to every one of you who is part of it tonight, okay? I've got a super chatter. Meanwhile, thank you, by the way, for your generosity. Pansat. Now, Pansat, you are So you see, Pansat is obedient. And he wants his message read out as usual. So according to Pansat, yeah, Obi all the way. Labour Party, Mama, Papa, Pikin, get your PVC, low, blah, all that stuff. Good luck, Pansat, and thank you for your generosity. We all have our choices, and like I explained, you should be very, very clear and in the know of the poison you are signing up for. We know where this is going to end, but somehow, it is also good to have an idea what you are up against. Just maybe or just maybe, you can possibly save yourself from what is coming too. I mean, get to knowing what is coming. Like they say, when you know better, you do better. Okay? Information is life. If this help you in any way, or even kicking into your own subconscious mind that, okay, let's live in the moment. You might be living in the moment. But for how long would you live in the moment? I'm not trying to take away your hope, okay? I'm just saying, could you take a moment subconsciously? Yes, you've made up your mind subconsciously and think it through and see if it is actually in your favor at the end of the day. Meanwhile, thank you, Pansat. I wish I could take your calls and other calls tonight, but all the same, we must remember something. Where Nigeria pushed all of us to today has given us, many of us, some clarity. And don't let us pretend about it, okay? APC, Egbekegbe, and their minions, right? No matter who they are, no matter what comes, as they say, whatever comes may, trust me, they will pledge their loyalty to the same demagogues, okay? Same with others who are pro-Nigeria, who believe in Nigeria. They have choices that they have built their own hope on as well. I have friends here who are revolutionists, Showore boys, Showore people, Showore supporters, and the rest of them. They have their own hope built on that too. Just like the obedient and articulators and the rest of them. But there's something you must be very clear about. If it's all about Nigeria, you are only contributing to something the people before you who felt like they could probably change their destiny, as those criminals in the past were trying to take them to where they don't know. They did their best. Many of them ended up being part of the system. Others died to become so powerless, voiceless, to even to defend what they once defended, promoted. At the end of the day, having to have an idea of what you are up against helps a lot. Everybody's building hope everywhere right now. And I'm not trying to take yours away. It seems Pansat want more messages explained. It will just be you and I. I wish the line is open, and you're not going to be doing this through the super chat, okay? Like you call in, we have a chat, and you know what I mean. I love that. I enjoy that. They are called, contrary views in a diverse, it's sort of a diverse views platform where everybody is free to speak their mind without any fear of, fear of favor or something like that, okay? But again, Mayegun, let's try one more time. If Nigeria disappoints us, then we go for Odua and Biafra republics. I beg, let's try one more time. Baba, you already chose something that says that you could try one more time. Listen, whatever you choose. I have come here most of the time to say I respect people's choices, but I also want people to know that your choices have consequences. If your wish come to pass, let's say you are ignoring all the obvious, you are ignoring the whole system, and Obi comes around, in the long run, where do you think the whole where do you think the whole system is going to get the adaptability from, where they can then say, okay, yeah, let's actually run this whole place the way it should be. You know why they won't, and you know why Obi won't be the president. Now, if he becomes the president with the system, he will eventually, which he has shown, he will defend the system, maybe do his own thing. At the end of the day, it is a time wasted. 4 years is not a joke in anybody's life. Again, you've made your choice, and I believe that you should have an idea of what the consequences of that choice will be. Same thing for the APC, same thing for the people destroying people, and same thing for you, the obedient. One more time, they say. Remember, one more time they said as well in 2015. Just one more time. One more time, there will never be anybody worse than Jonathan. Then Bukwari came. Now, in the picture, as you can see, the system and what they support, and why they support the mediocrity that keeps you or keeps all of us divided, poor, and terrorized, is simply because the system prefers us poorer. You know it, I know it. Now, one way or the other, you want to give it a last shot. Now, if Obi doesn't become the president, you're going to be angry, Abi, right? So what is your plan B? We are going to stand up against them. Now, when you stand up against them, it simply means that you are standing up against something you know will be rigged against you. But you went along with it anyway by validating it. Participating is validation, okay? Like I said, we are all responsible for our actions. I am not going to participate, and I'm not going to encourage anybody to participate. But that's all I could do. I can't make you do what you will do eventually. Now, let's say you make that choice. You participate, Baba. Pansat, you participate. And they do what they have to do. The system does what it does best. Rig and do all of that they have to do. And Obi is not on the ballot. I mean, it's not even closer to even challenging them. Now, you're going to stand up and say, oh, it's been rigged. Oh, it's a terrible system. Or you are just going to have to wait for another 4 years. Not that we have any choice, so sure you get with Obi or without Obi or anything, right? It seems that a lot of the people who have no idea are so scared of what it's going to be like to live outside this Nigeria that has traumatized us so much. We've never tried anything like this before. None of us have tried anything that is beyond what we're born into this. So trying something new is so scary, Abi, that we'd rather just risk another 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, 16 years. We'll keep making them like one more time, and one more time again. Pansat, I just thought that it's not worth it. Sure, you get me now. It's not. But I'll read your message again. Pansat. Now, Mayegun is not only Obi, it will be all of us, including Showore, the youth. A lot of hopeless people in Nigeria. Obi will be endorsed by Showore. Again, I wish you all the best. Let's be sincere. If it works, where people can express themselves, where people can associate freely, freedom of this or that, where asking or demanding for a referendum is not actually a crime that could take your life or take your liberty. All of us would welcome that. But the truth is this: we can tell ourselves that it's going to be that, or it's going to be, it's going to be, or is it not going to be? Like you said, let's give it one more shot. Listen to me. One more shot is an endorsement of a rigged system that you can see so clearly that it's going to be rigged. It's already rigged from the word go, right? Maybe some of us, as I've said in the past, just maybe some of us, the reason why I actually like the obedient is this. I'll tell you again. A lot of you believe that this is the last chance, okay? You've done everything to challenge the system. You've shown your displeasure to how you are being led and all of that. And they've brought out serious force to crush you. And in most times, they've told you, if you are not happy with the way you are being led, go and join politics, and elect people that will respect you, Abi. So some of you believe that this is your own revolution, political revolution against the system, okay? So some of us who are also monitoring all your activities and your faith, for those obedient who are in Nigeria and the obedient who are not in Nigeria, I am monitoring all of everybody's action, and that's why I share them all the time on my Eagles Diary Political, yeah? Now, for some of us who are monitoring all of this, a lot of you are saying this is the last chance. We'll give it a last shot. Now, I am asking, do you actually have any plan B? Enough to say, after participating in a system, in an election that is going to be rigged, you're going to be muzzled out. You are seeing it, but you still want to give it a shot. To me, somebody like me, that's a validation. You have validated the process by participating. Now, if the system rig you out of it, and you begin to complain about the process again, what is your plan B? Maybe, just maybe, like you said, your last shot, if they try anything. Maybe I'm the one who is underrating you, thinking, do you actually have any other plan? But guess what, Pansat? In 2 months' time, what I say here, or what I'm going to say in the future, they won't really matter. But to what or how those of you want to give it a last shot by validating the process, how you are going to react when the system fenced you out. I know that I actually want to smile or be happy that you're going to be fenced out. It is because look at the entire thing. Apart from making up the idea of we're going to do this, we're going to do that, when you look at it critically, you realize that there's no system that guarantees that same hope or expectation that many people are building on. But people are building them anyway. Oh, but the people who are going to fight back, the people are going to do this or that. Fine. But when you look at the practicability of everything people are hoping on, they don't exist. But again, I am banking on how all of you are going to handle it if they finally show you the way they have always been showing all of us. I'm waiting for how you are going to react. Or are you going to say, we should wait for another 4 years? Baba, 7 years ago, I was just a 32 years old young man. 23 years ago in 1999, guess what? I was just a 16-year-old teenager. Now, 23 years of my life, some of you, you were born 23 years ago, 24 years ago, which means you were born into this. I was born before this whole thing started. People had hope, they had expectation, they had aspiration. They believed so much and they invested in what they believed would determine what would be their future then. Guess what? Take 23 years out of my own age. I'll be 16 years. What does that tell you? I might be one of the lucky ones who decided to take a shot at life after the life has been rigged against me and the people like me, even before I was born. So, Pansat, to me, good. So if plan B is your final result that this is our own political revolution, if there is obvious mass support for your man and they still rig him out, your revolution at that time is going to be considered as bad losers. I hope you are prepared. Because according to them, they will say, go to court. Go to your court. Just to drag it further. And before you know it, for the sake of national security, they cannot stop the person they have declared as your president, the one that they said is rigged in. But for the sake of national unity, let's wait for the next election. Baba, that will then make it Ọlọ́run ọba o, 28 years of democracy. Baba, if you are 28 years, or you were born 28 years ago, you were born 24 years or 23 years ago, by 2028, you are going to be 28 years old or 29 years old. Baba, if all of that have been wasted and you decide to fight back, then you may not have that strength. So Pansat, like I said, the number is out there. When people know why they are fighting, sometimes it helps. If you say this is the last chance, this is the last one, if they mess up, we are going to scatter everything. Share you get, they deserve to be given that experience. A lot of people they need that experience, but they say experience is the best teacher. For those of us who have witnessed things that have tilted Nigeria towards the edge, where they could say it's over, everything done pafuka. Guess what? People are still allowed to hope that maybe something will change in the future. Hope is not new in Nigeria. The oppressed, the impoverished, the broke-beaten, the ones that have been bullied and killed, they are used to all of this. In a way, they are used to building hope, hoping. So Pansats, I wish everyone all the best. That's why I make this platform enough to say, come on, let's have a chat around this. Let's have a chat around that. I believe strongly in a referendum where the people will decide if they still want to be part of Nigeria or not. I believe in that. And I believe it's a process that it is all-inclusive, including those who don't want Yoruba or the Igbos to break out of Nigeria. It's a process that allows everybody to say why. Then, okay, make your choice. That process is democratic, peaceful, in a way, and transparent. I believe that. A lot of you believe in a lot of things. Solution that you feel like is the solution to Nigeria. But when you have a system that allows all of us to express this in a way, mobilize for it, then you can begin to say, well, it's for our own good. But what you have in Nigeria today doesn't allow that. So if your effort is to break that, like others are trying to break that same system as well, whoever get the answer, whoever get it right first, I can tell you something for free. It will not lead it will leave Nigeria not to be the same again. At the end of the day, it probably will be to the benefit of everyone. For now, status quo is what majority are promoting because some of them they are benefiting from it or hoping to benefit from it. If all of you believe that your last shot is to check it out in 2023, and if it doesn't work again, plan B is revolution. Mayegun will be here to report all of that. And when, like I said, when the whole house comes crumbling down, I will be willing. I want the others who don't believe in Nigeria not to hate you, not to hate or try to become a little bit, unaccommodating. People need to understand something, that when people are making choices, they are making choices based on the information they have access to. If you know better, you should do better. In my own book or in my own world, if I know something is something new, then I'm not going to go back to the old ones. Do you get that now? So when this whole thing comes crashing, whether now for this or that, revolution or not, when we begin to pick up the pieces from the rumble, right? A lot of us who have the much knowledge, understanding, and in fact, the personal containers to say, listen, we knew it's going to end like this. Now that you have found out, would you please come to us, or you still want to go back on that same treacherous road? Time, as they say, is the healer of all time too. Time will tell. And I believe in that. Pansat, I wish you all the best. Anything against the status quo is what Mayegun's Diary Political will be positive to. I am always positive to every group, organization, and more who indeed have acknowledged the present danger and they have chosen a path. If your path is to say you rejected this system, then we wait for how this whole thing is going to pan out or play out. At the end of the day, if the system goes, it is to our own favor. Pansat, thank you. Once again, I'm going to call it tonight. I'm so sorry that I still couldn't take calls. Thank you. Anilo ní láti yí orílẹ̀-èdè padà. General Mayegun, nígbà tí ó bá darapọ̀ mọ́ Obidati, yóò yí gbogbo nǹkan. Baba, you wish. Like I said, I wish you all the best. I am just like that open book. Probably will be able to tell you more of what I know, plus what you know. If all of that tells you this could change something, maybe you even know what I don't know. Guess what? Like I said, if it is going to actually shift this current rigged system to give way, I personally believe that it's going to open doors for many others to scale through. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, everyone. If you are still here, you can still drop me. You can still like the video. You can still share it. Pansat, I'm going to say thank you. You've actually extended the conversation by like another half an hour. And in this case, I hope I have managed to convince you without confusing you that you are responsible for your choices. When you make decisions, when you make choices, you should also be bold enough to be responsible for them. If you own up, this is your choice, this is your choosing, then you are responsible for the consequences of that choice. For me, I choose an independent sovereign Yoruba nation decided by the people, for the people, for themselves, for ourselves, a process that is all-inclusive. That's what I stand for. Do you get that now? Well, for you and what you believe in, I wish you all the best. We will meet again and again, just in no distant future. Stay safe and bless up to every one of you. I'm going to see you some other time. Do not forget, you can still share this if you are just joining. Okay? All the best and good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùnra
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹ̀rùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.